Hello, Purpose Peeps. This is Dena, your sister in purpose. How you doing? So today I wanted to have a chat with you, an at-home, comfortable chat. So get comfortable and let's just spend a couple of minutes together. But I wanted to talk about how you saying yes is the healing balm to someone else saying, I can't. So you and I saying yes to our next inspired action is the healing balm for someone else saying and thinking, I can't. So I want to talk to you about the difference between like talking at someone versus just being. So one of the greatest, in my purpose path, I have a huge element around teaching that I was pretty uncomfortable with. And one of my mentors said to me that, just breathe. Go back and ask some questions. Because what I've learned is that one of the greatest ways to teach is just by being a demonstration. And I'm telling you that even when I hear that now, 2 years later, it does something to my soul. It makes me breathe because it's beauty in that. It's beauty in that. And I've been doing a lot of work, a lot of energy work as well. And what's now coming into my consciousness is that we create energy. So every time that we say yes, every time that we have those absolutely blissful moments when we say yes above our fear, when we say yes above our trepidation, we say yes above our whatever our safety mechanisms are, and we kind of move beyond that and we take inspired action. It's an energetic. And I once saw there's a fable that I absolutely love, and it's actually called the Miracle Fable. And in the Miracle Fable, there's this town, and in the center of the town, it's just this beautiful like burning flame that just kind of appeared, and no one in the town knew why it appeared. And everybody had his or her opinions about why it was here and what it meant. But really the reason why it was there was like a reminder around the miracle and the beauty of integrity. So every time we make a decision and we take action that's in integrity with who we are, we make the flame burn brighter. And when the flame burns brighter, it is like the catalyst for miracles, because it's like a vibrational thing that raises the vibration. So when I look at my why that's associated, because that story resonated with me so much, when I think about the why that's associated with my purpose path, it's because I have a belief that every time we take inspired action, every time we act on our divine spark, we would raise the vibration of the planet. So instead of looking at these conventional ways to start to solve these really complex problems in our world that are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm not saying this is the only way, but I'm saying that it contributes. So when we focus our energy on that which we can control, and we focus our energy on living the authentic truth of our divine spark, it raises the vibration throughout the planet. Other people just energetically, without us necessarily having to say anything, just being in the energetic of someone who is just joyful about life, who and then if it's someone that you have been close enough to know that they've had some major challenges and some major disruptions, and they've come through it, and they've come through it on fire, and they've come through with wisdom, and they've come through with clarity, and they come through with action, and they come through with the no matter whatness, and they've come through with a non-negotiableness, and they've come through with just a wherewithal that you're like, where did that come from? That's where it came from. And just by being in the proximity of that energetically, you feel it. You feel it, and you become a demonstration. And the more that we raise that vibration, and the more that people have really close interactions with that energetic and with that result. Okay, she's still here. The resultant is still here. Just want to sidebar, I want to say that. But when people start to see results in your life that just like are beyond comprehension, they don't make sense, because 1 + 1 does not equal 10. But when you're on a purpose path and you start gaining traction, 1 + 1 can equal 1,000. And when people start to witness that, that comes directly against their I can't. It comes against their I can't. And I have to be honest with you, sometimes it can start off as a little friction and irritation, right? Because you're disrupting a thought pattern. See, just by saying yes and taking an inspired action, we are disrupting thought patterns. And thought patterns are really scary, not because people are any type of way, but because we have this system that we were gifted with that tries to protect us from things that may harm us. And the brain will view new stuff that's coming into your frame of reference as something that could be scary or something that could be dangerous. So initially, there might be an internal fight. But when people start declaring their desire for more, when people start with their sincere, authentic asks, and they start listening to life for their answers about their asks, and then and then you and I may be an answer to someone's ask, just by witnessing your response to a divine download. Oh, I took inspired action. Well, if you took inspired action, then so can I. But it's not just about that, guys. We've got to share our stories in a way that's authentic and that is in integrity with us. So I'm a talker. I don't mind sharing. As long as there's meaning, I don't mind sharing. If that will help another, that's enough for me. But everyone is different. So what is a way that you can share your experience with someone else? So they have the witnessing, the eyes, they have the experience, the energy, whether they would articulate it that way or not, and then your story. So you're never like talking at them. Because I don't know about you, but when I was suffering, when it was difficult for me to get out of the bed, I didn't want to hear someone lecturing me about all the evidence at the time that I had about I can't. As a matter of fact, what happened was that I participated in a virtual conference, and it was a bunch of women who were sharing their authentic stories, and they were sharing how they overcame overcame is not the right word, but they were sharing their path. They were sharing their journey. So it wasn't an overcoming. It was a part of their coming home to themselves. I mean, just multiple women sharing their coming home to themselves. And when they shared their stories, I could hear myself in the different stories. So even though I was literally on a bed of depression, I could hear their stories, and I was just like, wow. Because, with the I can't, if you are heavy with the I can't energy and experience, it's isolating, because not many people want to hear that, not many people want to hear that and experience that. And, you know, sometimes you can be ashamed. You can have some shame there, because and you just don't want people to know, you know, what's really going on, and, you know, and just, you know, that dialogue that's really going on. And then the dialogue kind of takes over. And that, hearing those women's stories disrupted that. It disrupted that in a major way. It just made me say, wait a minute, first of all, I'm not alone. First of all, there are other women who went through the same type of disruption that I did. And they came through the disruption, and they came through the disruption with more clarity and more purpose and more wherewithal and more resolve and more of a non-negotiable, you know, attitude, which turned into non-negotiable actions. And if they did it, certainly there must be a path for me. So that was my experience with that. So I just invite you to just contribute with your next yes. Contribute with being available, just to be a loving demonstration, just to be a demonstration of yes, just to be available to share in a way that is authentic and in integrity with who you are. And you would be amazed at how that will shift many, many I can'ts into I did, I am. So I enjoy our time together. Please share your thoughts and comments, and I look forward to spending time with you again soon.